you. By the way, on another topic here, I'm just curious to know now where you're wired and what some of your beliefs are.
Careful.
I'm going to see what you're going to say. 9/11. What do you think happened with 9/11?
Well, people will say it was a terrorist attack, but the real failure was our fault. We had information within the CIA and information with the FBI and information within the DOD, and we weren't sharing it with one another. 9/11 happened because we didn't do our job. We had enough information potentially to stop those attacks, and because of these proverbial rice bowls, if you will, these little fiefdoms within the government, no one wanted to share information with one another. A very good friend of mine named Chris Mellon from the famous Mellon family, right? So Carnegie Mellon and Mellon Bank, Mellon University, right? He incredible intellect. You should have him on your show. He's incredibly brilliant. He worked on a senior staffer in the Senate, then became a senior intelligence official for the Department of Defense. He said the reason why we won the Cold War wasn't because we kept better secrets. Okay, Russians did that. We knew how to move information around more efficiently and faster. So it wasn't that we kept information more classified. We knew how to use it and get it to the right people to do something with it. And 9/11 happened because we forgot that. We forgot. We started getting back into our ways of, this is my information and I'm going to keep it to myself and need to know. And this is why there was a pendulum swing the opposite right after 9/11 from need to know with responsibility to provide. And unfortunately, that pendulum swung so far that it allowed, unfortunately, people like Snowden and Private Manning, to leak classified information because it made it too easy, right? So then now the pendulum kind of swings back towards the middle. Now it's just need to know with responsibility to provide, and it's kind of this, you have to balance both out. But that was right after 9/11. So I think what happened with 9/11 is that we failed as a government to work with one another.
Yeah. So Building 7, what they say, the explosive, that stuff, you don't subscribe to any of that?
I don't. I think, I worked with the original, it was John Lipka, the first FBI special agent. He did the original 93 investigation when they tried to blow up the tower the first time with a car bomb in the basement. He was a special agent in charge for the FBI. And I met him in Denver. And it was clear to me that this was a symbolic target for a very long time. It wasn't just, they've been looking for a while to make the World Trade Center a terrorist target. And so I don't really subscribe to any type of anything other than that this was a successful terrorist attack, unfortunately.
For the last 4 years, every time we do podcasts, I have to ask Rob or somebody, hey, can you pull up this news? Can you pull up that? Which way do these guys lean? Can you go back to the timeline of, eventually after asking so many questions, I said, why don't we design the website that we want aggregated? We don't write the articles. We feed all of it in using AI. So 8 months ago, I hired 15 machine learning engineers. They put together our news site called vtnews.ai. What this allows you to do when you go to it, if you go to that story right there that says Trump proposes overtime pay, click on it. It'll tell you how many sources are reporting on this from the left. If you go to the right, Rob, it says left sources, click on it. Those are all the left sources. If I want to go to right sources, those are the two. If I want to go to center, I go there. Now, if I want to go all the way to the top and I want to find out a lopsided story, a story that only one side is reporting on, either the left or the right. So if you notice the first one, will say Zelensky announces release of 49 Ukrainians from Russia. Notice more people on the left are reporting on that than the right. If I go to the middle one, same thing. If I go to the right one, same thing. You can see what stories are lopsided. And if I pick one of the stories, pick the first story, click on a Trump one, proposes overtime tax cuts. To the right on the AI, I can ask any question I want, but click on the first question that has it. It says, what is the political context and potential motivation behind the Trump's new tax cut proposal? Click on the question mark. It explains exactly what the motives are. So for you to use, whether you're doing a podcast, you're in the middle of a podcast, or you just want to know it for yourself, you're busy like myself. And last but not least, this is all AI doing this, so machine learning engineers. Go all the way to the top. I can go to timelines, and see how far back a story goes. Pick the Israel-Palestinian conflict. If I want to go to that and go back and see why are those 2 days a big spike, I'll have Rob pull it over to go to those 2 days with a big spike and I'll see exactly what happened on that day or the previous day, and many other features vtnews.ai has. So simply go to vtnews.ai. There's a freemium model, there's a premium, and then there's the insider. If you want to have unlimited access to the AI, click on the VTAI Insider. You can now become a member effectively today.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.